Doing a VR today for Brian, Hodges 1455. Brian wants us to profile a great hitting pitcher and then talk about a memory we have associated with them hitting. So I am going to do the one and only CC Sabathia. Now, CC Sabathia, of course, at this point is a future Hall of Famer. He has a chance to be inducted in 2025 in the upcoming Hall of Fame class. Ichiro is the lock for that class, although I think Sabathia's chances are pretty good. Sabathia is a member of the 3,000 Strikeout Club. He's a World Series champion, a Cy Young winner. He's pretty much a shoe-in. But we're not really here to talk about CC's pitching. Really, we're here to focus on his hitting. So before we get into the kind of story or recollection part, let's just go through the numbers. So I want to compare CC to another great hitting pitcher that I also considered doing before deciding on Sabathia, and that's Zack Greinke. Greinke also played for the Brewers, and he was a great hitting pitcher, so I want to give him his due. I want to give him a shout out. But I compared both of their hitting numbers and decided to go with CC just also because I have a more distinct recollection of CC hitting than I do Greinke. So Sabathia over 127 plate appearances, not very many. He spent all but half a season of his career in the American League. So over 127 plate appearances, he had 3 home runs and a career batting average of 207 over the Mendoza line for CC. Pretty good. You might think maybe Zack Greinke is a better hitting pitcher than Sabathia. Greinke, 600 plate appearances, right? A lot more National League action. 9 home runs over those plate appearances and a 225 average. However, I dug a little bit deeper into the numbers, and I'm willing to make the argument that Sabathia might actually be a pinch better than Greinke in terms of hitting. So, doing a little experiment, if you took Sabathia's numbers, his compile numbers, over the amount of plate appearances that Greinke had, which is about Greinke had roughly 5 times the plate appearances, you might put CC at 15 home runs, right? He had 3 over 127, so we're kind of just compounding them times 5. So 15 home runs. And we'll just, we'll put his average around the same. However, of course, like I said before, CC had only a half season in the National League, and about a third of Sabathia's plate appearances came during his half-year stint with the Brewers. And CC's batting average when he was in the National League for that half season, 235. And 2 of his home runs came during that time. 2 of his 3 career home runs. So those are the kind of general numbers. So, and shut up and show some cards. I haven't shown any cards, and it's 5 minutes into the video. So let's just take a quick break and look at Sabathia's 1999 Topps Traded Rookie. I think this is as good a buy as you can get in the hobby right now. You can get a PSA 9 of Sabathia's rookie for like $30. Like the price it costs to grade it, more or less. So pick one of these bad boys up if you don't have one. Like I said, Sabathia, he's going to the Hall. So anyway, so there's the Topps Traded Rookie. And so let's move on to kind of more my own recollection of Sabathia hitting. So I kind of want to, this is a 2008 Heritage Refractor. This is from the year Sabathia played with the Brewers. Um, Although at that time still with the Indians when this came out. So Sabathia, nice refractor. So I want to kind of set the scene. So I'm gonna take you guys back to the dog days of 2008, and the Brewers at that time. It had been a quarter century since the Brewers last made the postseason. That was their 1982 World Series loss to the Cardinals. And they were, the ownership, the front office, they were bound and determined to return to the postseason. So by the trade deadline, mid-season, the Brewers traded for impending free agent Sabathia, who was coming off a great stint with the Indians with Cleveland and was going to be a big ticket free agent. But the Brewers, bound and determined to finally make the postseason, made a big splash and traded for him on, your half season rental kind of thing. So Sabathia's stretch with the Brewers is pretty ridiculous, actually. Sabathia played a half season for the Brewers, and he's a Brewers legend. Like, that's how good this stretch was. So I want to break down the numbers, the pitching numbers of this stretch. So in 17 starts with the Brewers, Sabathia went 11-2. Now, of those 17 starts, 3 starts were shutouts. 7 were complete games. He had a 1.65 ERA, 125 strikeouts. And by the way, at this time when he was pitching with the Brewers were bound and determined to make the postseason. Sabathia was all in on this idea. He was averaging about 3 days of rest between starts. It's 2008, and Sabathia is partying like it's 1908. He's going 3 days between starts, adding to the mystique of this insane, incredible run, right? So here's a finest refractor. Take a little break, show a card. So the memory that I have of CC Sabathia hitting is just a game, one of those games you'd never forget if you saw it. It was July 13th, 2008, and the Brewers were playing the Reds. Sabathia pitched a complete game. So one of his 7 complete games for the Brewers, he pitched on that day. By the way, he hit a home run. He hit a home run off Homer Bailey, his career final home run. And you don't have to have me tell you that the Brewers won the game, right? So Sabathia, and of course, as you probably know, the Brewers did make the postseason that year, 2008, for the first time in 25 or so years. Really, Sabathia just, they often say that in baseball, and it's not untrue. In baseball, it's really, really hard for one player to carry the team on his back. Sabathia's stint with the Brewers is such an instance. Sabathia absolutely carried that team on his back, and they wouldn't have made the postseason without him. So that's my memory. Sabathia's third and career final home run, during which he also pitched a complete game. So Sabathia, a great hitting pitcher, a great pitcher overall, and I'm going to be really, really excited to see Sabathia take his rightful place in the Hall of Fame very soon. So, as always, guys, thanks for watching. Peace.